Are you ready to dive in the world of project management? Hit that subscribe button as we explore how to stay relevant in an agile workforce. A lot of people ask me how many practice questions should you take before taking this PMP exam. Honestly, you want to take at least a minimum 1,000, and that's not a hard thing to do. Remember, this exam is over 180 questions. Why would you only try to take a couple hundred questions before sitting through an exam that's going to be close to 200 questions? You're going to experience a lot of fatigue. You see a lot of track athletes, what they do if they're training for an event, they train for longer than their race. The reason why is they want to push themselves because they know that they're going to have exhaustion hit. They're going to feel tired. They're going to want to give up. Even if you practice and it was a breeze doing 300 questions, it's going to feel different when it's the real thing. You're going to feel a completely different set of anxiety that's going to make you feel potential sweat dripping down your armpits. Trust me, I felt it too. I recommend being in an environment where you feel comfortable while taking this exam. Dress in comfortable clothing. Make sure that you're not going to be sweating. Make sure that you have something that if it all of a sudden becomes too cold that you can warm back up. You want to make sure that you feel comfortable while taking this exam. Make sure that you also have used the restroom. You don't want to have that ruin you while you're taking that exam. You need everything firing at all cylinders. Your mind, everything needs to be clicking. You don't need to have anything that's making your mind think about other outside things, because you're going to have a lot of things that are going to go through your mind. It's going to feel like you overstudied. I felt like it the first time I took it. Like I mentioned to you before, the first time I took it, I wasn't prepared. I thought I was prepared, but all I knew was terms and definitions. And that can work for that Project Plus or CAPM, but not the PMP. So you want to make sure that you understand it at a philosophical level. You want to understand the insides and outs. You want to understand it beyond the terms and definitions, to the point where if they didn't even give you a term or definition, you knew exactly what it was just based off the scenario. Every single one of those things. That's how I look at it. That's the type of level that you want to go into that exam, where you know that you don't have to worry about taking that exam, that you're just wanting to not just submit it, you're anxious to get the positive results. When I took it for the second time, I almost had a perfect score. I wasn't anxious at all because I knew I was prepared. That's where I'm trying to get y'all to. And trust me, you can get there as well. If you just want to have it fire hosed, sign up for one of those boot camps, absorb all that stuff, see how you can do. But I wouldn't recommend doing that. That's good for maybe getting that final information, but that's not going to set you up for success immediately. You want to take these things incrementally. There are things out there. Quizlet. One of the biggest things I recommend doing, sign up for Quizlet. Take other people's quizzes. Sign up for as many quizzes as you possibly can. You need to take as many quizzes. Now, granted, I wouldn't say that those count as some of those 1,000 questions, because those are sometimes terms and definitions, and that can help you pass that Project Plus, but those aren't styled the way that the PMP is. You want to make sure that those are set up the same type of way. But Quizlet helps. It helps reinforce. It also shows you your weaknesses. And that's where I'm getting to, taking as many of those questions, because you can take some of those questions on Quizlet when you're in an elevator, when you're sitting in the bathroom, when you're waiting in line, waiting to get checked out, when you're sitting at a red light. Those are things that I would do. Those are things that individuals that want to succeed and pass this exam, you don't want to try to rush this. If you try to rush this, you're going to have exactly what I had. Everyone that I was sitting in with that course, we all took it immediately after the boot camp, and we all failed. It was because we were like, oh, let's just go and just take this thing fire hosed. And how were we prepared for that? The exam instructor was just trying to collect money. This is, like I mentioned to you before, PMI started an authorized training program. Now they recommend individuals who are trying to take that PMP exam to sign up with an authorized training partner, because those partners use PMI licensed content, and only their content to provide as the training, that foundational level to meet that 35-hour requirement. But it's not just that. It's the practice questions. That was that missing component that I missed. And I would have only learned that from an authorized training partner. An authorized training partner will tell you. They'll also tell you when you're going through the process, to tally those ones that you're missing, because those are the ones that you're going to want to train and hone in on. Once you see that you're strong enough in some of those domains, those performance domains, you can maybe move on or focus less on those. You want to focus on your weaknesses. You want to build the potentially end up becoming strengths, and you know those through the back of your head, forwards and backwards. And like I also mentioned, sometimes bringing it down a notch to maybe that Project Plus or CAPM level, if you already haven't obtained those, get those. Those can only just give you more confidence. It's going to make you feel more confident with obtaining that PMP. You don't want to just go and put all of your eggs in one basket and then you leave with nothing. Then you have nothing and you're going to leave frustrated. And you're going to wonder, is this something I'm going to want to take again? Many individuals don't take it the second time. That's what ends up happening. And that's the reason why there's not as many PMP individuals. Obviously, everyone that obtains the PMP wants to share their success. The people that don't obtain it, they don't post videos and say, hey, here's how I failed it, because they're embarrassed, they're afraid. But also understand it's normal to fail things. That's life. Right now the Olympics is going on. Not everyone's going to win a medal. There are only 3 people that are going to get a medal in each individual event. And everyone's out there striving for that goal. So how many of those individuals are going to leave as failures? But for all those individuals, think about this. They're some of the biggest winners within their country, respectively. So lower those expectations. Don't have that fear of failure. It's not a failure if you didn't achieve it. It's a failure if you gave up and you never try again. So you got to keep pushing through. So I'll end on this. There's no specific type of questions that you're going to want to take outside of the normal PMP exam type of questions. I recommend using as diverse as you possibly can, ones that are not just simple terms and definitions. Those aren't realistic. That's going to be on the exam. Those might be on the Project Plus because those are more foundational, but not for the PMP. This is a professional level. I'll give you a scenario where you're going to first have to determine whether it's a predictive, adaptive, or hybrid environment. Then you're going to have to think like a project manager in that environment and make a decision that is what they deem as the best decision. And remember, there's only going to be one decision that's right. There's going to be a lot of decisions that are going to be close to right. They're not going to make it easy. They don't want to make it easy where a person that has no background in this is just going to pass this and is going to lessen this certification. Individuals that pass this certification have a strong foundation. You can't just limp through this. You can't just luck through that. Even if people say they luck through it, it's going to find the ones that don't have that knowledge and skill set and foundation, and it's going to show them. It's going to expose those ones. Trust me, you can't. So I just want to end it at that, and I also want to implore you, if possible, check out our website. We have study guides. Many of these study guides are tailored to be specific towards knowledge areas where people may struggle. They're based off of the exam content in that outline. That's one of the first places I would start, that exam content, because that's what PMP exam is based off of. Thank you for joining us today. If you found this video helpful, please like, share, and subscribe to this channel for more project management content. See you on the next one.